Alright, hey guys, so we've got another match coming up right now. It is match number 2 of United We Stand. And this will be between the Kettle Corn Killers and the quote-unquote noobs. So, it's going to be exciting. Let's see what's going on here.
Oh, poop, I got caught in a battle out here.
There's our tournament holder, Cassandra Dragonheart, returning, who got caught. Something.
Well, we had stepped out of Hellfang and I had to go away from my computer and I got caught in a battle.
Nice.
I'm half dead.
Aw.
I think my pig kept me alive. Yay, piggy!
Oh wow, okay, I see. Wow. Wow, that's quite a pig. It's a keeper. Saving its owner.
Yeah, I got a full rack of pips.
Oh, nice. Double dragon.
Unfortunately, it's not in my deck, but they are about to get double meteored.
Oh, okay. Or triple if necessary, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us see.
I will be there very shortly, guys. There's no point in me logging out here. I'll just get caught again when I log back in.
Okay.
So I may as well finish it the right way.
Now, I'm wondering, have they fixed the friend feature on the practice ring, or...
What do you mean?
Like, for example, if you open up a practice match, are you able to join by friends listing, or do you have to look for it?
I think you still have to look for it.
Oh. That's another thing to fix, KI.
Yeah. Yes, that would be nice. It would be much easier if it was like ranked, where you can join a friend's match.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You know what,
Alright, Crows, you're about to die.
I'm gonna go ahead and have us move back to Laxon, so then our peers within the Mumble chat can also text us, because I think right now they're completely muted. I don't know if they can type at all either. I think maybe they can type amongst themselves. I think.
I got a golden apple out of all that.
Yeah. Testing. Gonna see who can type here. I think chat should be enabled in this. If not, I'm gonna have to fix that. Let's see, ACL. They can text message. Yeah, everyone can text message here. Sweet. I'm gonna pull you in here so you can read the text messages too.
Thank you, as I'm moving over.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys hear that?
Hello, hello?
The French horn in the background?
No?
Okay. Just making sure. Okay. I'm gonna be in... Wow! Even Torrance, which is a perfect realm, has an area too in the arena. So it must be very packed today or something. That's my guess. Alright, so we've got Kettle Corn Killers versus the Noobs. I guess
we need a rundown of the teams.
Yeah, let's do that. I guess we can do some pre-game commentary before anything happens, before we see turn order and whatnot. So,
okay.
Who do we have on either side, and what are their schools?
Kettle Corn Killers consists of Heather Raven, Conjurer Myth School, Angel Winterbreeze, Thaumaturge Ice School, Benjamin Frogstone, Sorcerer Balance School, Paige Moonshade, Theurgist, Life School. Nice. And on the Noobs, we have Colin Petal, Theurgist, Life School, Chris Nightflower, Sorcerer Balance School, Luis Dragonheart, Pyromancer, Fire School, and Chris, Thaumaturge, Ice School. So there are 2 Chris's on the noob team.
Okay. So, could you reread the second lineup again? Just the schools?
Yes. We have Colin is life. Chris Nightflower is balance. Luis is fire, and Chris is ice.
Okay. Oh, that'll be interesting to watch then. We got like a spiritual versus elemental type of battle coming up then. What I can assume as of right now is, let's see. So you said a balanced life, fire, ice on one side versus a myth, life, ice, balance on the other side.
I'm gonna put it in our mumble chat.
That's gonna be very interesting to watch.
Oops, wrong one.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That works.
Grab the wrong line.
Oh, that works. I'm really interested in seeing how Kettle Corn Killers would pull this off. They do have a myth player, Heather Raven, who eventually will be taking down shields and whatnot. I'm wondering who's going to hit on the other side. Maybe both the balance and ice, sort of like what TPC does. And on the other side, they do have the balanced life and then fire ice combo. So those guys, with their DOTs at rank 8s, their dragon and the snow angels, it's going to be hard for Kettle Corn Killers to try to shield against that. They technically wouldn't need a myth player, but we'll have to see what Kettle Corn Killers does pull out. There could be smoke screens, there could be dispels, so I think it'll burn down to who's going first, who's going second, and then if and when those dispels are being used.
Oh yes. Spells are even helpful when you're going second. You can at least buy a turn.
Now, both sides do have a balance player, so we might see some donates being played out there, and it's going to be pretty epic because you would assume, once the myth players use their frog or her earthquake, or once the fires uses meteor or scald, that they'll be out of commission for like one more turn. But with that donate, they're just back into the game the very next round. So, that's gonna be incredible to watch and see here. I'm just curious to see what these teams have laid out for us tonight or today. So the match is about to start. Oops. I think I shouldn't have ported.
Well, Angel's not in there yet, because yes, and Paige isn't in there yet, and there's
they're
Ben.
Outside. They're out.
We're outside.
Awesome. Alright, so Kettle Corn Killers are all here, I'm guessing?
I saw Paige. There's Heather Raven. I saw Benjamin. I saw Joel. The other team, I can't say that I have seen any of them.
Well, match time has started now. For time limit rules, do we want to say maybe give them 15 minutes to have at least one show up?
Oh, they may be in the arena in Vampire.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that could be another explanation.
So, Kettle Corn Killers might want to head in and see if other team is there.
So Vampire Area 1.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it doesn't push us all into different areas. Hopefully this is a clean round. Well, we have Lewis Dragonheart is here. So yeah, looks like they are here after all. Cool.
Alright, I am going to try porting in to you to see if I can get there, since I'm sort of the... hold on just 1 second. Sorry, I have a child speaking to me.
Yeah. That's always a state of emergency. Oh, noes. No. Okay, so here's Team Kettle Corn Killers right here. KCK. Being looped around by the mouse. And then I think this is the other team right here. Yeah, so both teams are present. Both teams present. Nice. All right, so again, this is a one match. This tournament is in the style of a one match knockout, in terms that the losing team does not advance forward. There is no second place. There is no losers bracket basically. Um, and so I mean this is going to be quick, simple, and easy to go through. Let's see. So now they need to add each other on their lists, because this needs to be a friend versus friend battle or setup in their practice arena. The limitation is because in practice, if anyone makes it at all and you leave it open for anyone to join, there may be strangers that could hop on. Another limitation at this moment, which is somewhat of a bug, is that you can't use this team up with friends feature to find that match directly. You would actually have to look through the tab of random matches and join through that way. So that's they need to fix that with throughout King's Isle. That's King's Isle's job to try to hop on that. Hopefully soon, sooner the better. There is something that let me see if I can propose a solution. Chris Nightflower is a legendary. Chris the Ice is a legendary. I think Colin's a legendary as well. And Lewis is a legendary. So they could make it an all legendary battle. So I'm going to suggest that to them. Maybe set it to legendary only. That will prevent random rolls from. So what we're gonna have to do is basically have okay, we're gonna have KCK make it on one page. We're gonna try to have them hop in randomly. Yeah, so as you can see, even though Winterbreeze is on my friends list, his match, I mean, if he's already made it, he's made it, but it's not showing up. That's the fix that King's Isle needs to make. So we all have to search for the random battle, meaning a bunch of clicks on these arrows to find the match. And we have to look for the legendary only. So here we go. Here's Angel Winterbreeze. Frogstone's in with him, and the rest of the players will have to find that. Chris has found it, so we've got that. We've got it set up great so far. Let's just hope that the lineup stays just to our players. Hopefully random wizards don't just hop in. Lewis is in there, so that's two out of 4 for both sides. I think Heather and Paige still have to search for it. It's just really hard to keep track. Colin's in there, so they, so the quote unquote the noobs are actually, I'm gonna call them TN from now on. So KCK versus TN. KCK and TN are both 3 out of 4 right now, so you just need Paige and the other Chris to join that match. Okay, so the one reason why we're not using a house is because there are actually some bugs associated with it, and it's that if someone puts up a doom and gloom per se, or any kind of bubble, that bubble, even though the match has ended, will stay there for the next match until someone plays another bubble to remove that. Let's see. Still waiting on, so I think we're still, and Paige is in. Okay, so we just need, so KCK's got their full complete team. That's good. Now we have to hope that some random wizard doesn't join the second team. I think they're in. Unless I missed something. Let's see if they're in. And it looks like they're in, so I think they've got all the right people in there. Let's just cross our fingers and hope at this point. And they've got all their people. Alright, awesome. So, Kettle Corn Killers, we have Benjamin Frogstone leading Paige Moonshade, Heather Raven, and Angel Winterbreeze on this side. That looks like they do have first turn versus the quote-unquote the Noobs, who are composed of Chris, Colin Petal, Lewis Dragonheart, and Chris Nightflower. So I'll distinguish between which Chris is which. Nightflower, I'll just denote Nightflower as Nightflower and Chris as Chris. So let's see, we've got 2 passes so far from Benjamin and Paige. I guess they couldn't find their hand, were left with some cards that required pips to use, or they didn't need to use the cards right away. For example, a unicorn, perhaps. And Heather Raven and Angel Winterbreeze setting up a nice defense right now with double conviction, ensuring that they aren't going to get stunned right away. Meanwhile, Chris is going to protect Colin Petal right here, putting up the dual stun shields, making sure he doesn't get surprised, and he's going to protect himself against life and death, possibly opening himself up for an empower sometime soon. And there goes the dual shield of volcanic shield, protecting him from storm and fire. So if Benjamin does happen to use like an elemental or a spectral blast, it's going to be hard to try to home it. It's going to be hard to rely on just an ice attack to come out. It could run into the fire or the storm shields, but again, the other side, KCK, does have Heather Raven, who is a myth player. She could rip down those shields itself, minus the stun shields. Now Paige is putting up her conviction, making sure she isn't getting stunned, and it's a treasure conviction here, so she's got a little more block chance and critical block chance. Angel protecting Paige Moonshade from a possible from a pyromantic attack. Chris setting up his conviction to protect himself. And let's see what happened there. Oh, and a Myth Dispel goes straight onto Heather Raven from Colin Petal right there, ensuring that she can't take down their defenses just yet, nor their blades. Lewis has got one up, and then Nightflower has placed a weakness upon Angel right now. So they're both teams displaying a lot of defensive plays right off the start. So we're going to see a pretty good match, I want to say. You're in for a really good treat here. Now, if Ben or Paige carry cleanses themselves, Heather is not going to have to worry about that just yet. Some spiritual traps from Benjamin, so he's going to set up the first player on the other side for some trouble right here, from possibly a big myth hit. Heather Raven gonna cleanse herself to get rid of that Myth Dispel, so good counter against that. The one reason I can see why they would want to aim straight for Chris, the frontal player, is so then he doesn't have a chance to cleanse or heal the life player Colin Petal right there. So, you know, most of the time you would assume, oh, you would want to aim straight for the healer, but if there's a player in front of the healer, there's always a chance that they can save that life player. And a critical bladed dragon coming out here, which is blocked by Benjamin without a conviction on. So I think it will be blocked amongst all the players from KCK right now. So he's going to head off with a straight offensive start, try to put in some damage right there into the other players, which will have to put Paige on a defensive front. She knows her teammates are a little bit hurt right now. she needs to get working on some heals, and that means she instead of devoting her pips to supporting her players, she's going to have to devote it to recovery. And here comes the Sprightlies. Now, I didn't mention the Sprightly mechanics over in the PvP workshop, mainly because we did use up a lot of time. We were there for like about 90 minutes, so I'll explain it here. Basically, there's a chance for Sprightly to pop up at any time. Whenever an attack happens, whenever the dragon tick sparks itself, etc. So here we go. It looks like there's a double smoke combo. I'm not sure if that's a stacked smoke combo in terms of the smoke screen on top of a regular smoke screen. But if it is, that would ensure that KCK won't be able to move for a while. They've got dragon ticks sparking off on them. There is some good news though. The dragon ticks will provide a chance for KCK's Sprightlies to go off and remove it for the other players. And it is not stacked. Instead, it is actually it's not comboed. It is stacked though. So what that means is that they're both treasures. So TN is trying to prevent KCK, who has first turn, from being able to react reliably. But Benjamin doing a nice move right there, getting his Nova out under the smoke screen, which will ensure that TN won't be able to hit their team as hard now with those weaknesses on every single player. Let's see what Paige Moonshade does in this on this round. Sprightly is going off. Let's see who's it's going to remove those items for. And no, actually two Sprightlies have sparked over for Chris right now. If any Sprightlies go off for KCK, and it looks like it is. So Paige has gotten rid of one smoke screen and that infection actually with that Sprightly. So 2 debuffs off of her. Let's see if any other players get that. No, it is going to be Paige's turn at this point. So now she will be, we'll see what she's doing at this point. What is she going to use her cards or invest her pips into this turn? But that smoke screen will prevent it. So let's see what the other side does now. Keep in mind, KCK does have a strong anti-stun base. So the other so TN going second won't be able to prevent Paige just so easily, unless they have like entangles, infections, etc., to try to keep that those dragon ticks efficient on their damage dealing foundation. Heather Raven's gonna use a bladed frog, actually doing 600 each player, which is pretty huge. Not a bad start, and that is going to spark off, I think, Chris's Sprightly getting rid of one smoke screen tick right there. He does have a weakness on top of himself, so he may not follow up with such a strong blizzard. But Benjamin and Heather have hit. So TN is facing some, they're within some orange zones on their health right now, so their life player will have to worry about getting something out there at this point. I think Cass is still muted. Yeah, Cassandra Dragonheart is still muted at this point. Autumn, let's see, I think it is packed here.
I am sorry, my daughter needed me.
Oh, no problem.
How kids are.
And you forgot
to.
to.
How kids are.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah, you
so
did.
I'm glad you said something.
I was like, it's silent for an awful long time.
Me, and then
I
you're
wonder.
Talking away, and I'm thinking you're doing such a good job, Kevin.
I wonder if she's back yet. Yeah, no. No, you are back, so you can give more of the life player perspective at this point too.
Yeah, life players, of course, always have to watch that they can heal their teammates. Colin's got quite a few pips he's sitting on, but he looks like he needs to get a heal out. A couple of his teammates are needing a heal.
This is a major advantage point at this point because Benjamin has a smoke screen on top of him, so he may not reliably be able to get a a cleanse off on Paige to remove that life dispel. That TN is, I mean, that's a great move from TN right there, suppressing her heal on that same turn. Angel Winterbreeze did put up a ice dispel on top of Chris now, so that'll suppress a frost giant or some huge ice attack from hitting, and that's a great placement because Chris is in disadvantageous spot in the sense he can't get cleansed. He was going to have to remove that to spell himself and that weakness.
Yes. It's always hard being in first spot.
It is. You have a tremendous responsibility to try to help your teammates, but when you can't, when you're dispelled yourself, that throws you off too.
Yes, it really makes it difficult.
Meanwhile, Paige did have to use a cleanse to get rid of that life dispel, but that doesn't mean that KCK's recovery is going to be dented. Angel does have a trick up his sleeve with that unicorn being popped out there, so he's gonna have to sacrifice.
Go Piggly.
He's gonna have to sacrifice his stun defense. He couldn't replace that conviction, but he's gonna protect his teammates with that with that unicorn right there. Sprightly is just going off the bat a lot in this match. And it seems like it's pretty even going to both sides right here. Heather Raven's getting hers, so that'll offset that dragon tick on top of her.
There goes an airplane.
There is my airplane out there. Not mine, not belonging to me, but Friendly's here, I think, if that's not an imposter.
No, that is not an imposter. This gentleman has said he is not friendly. He is an ice wizard. He said it right away, so.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I should check my friends list just for verification, but yeah, it happens.
Yes, it does happen.
Okay.
A dragon tick is still going on.
Oh yeah, this should be the last turn, I believe, and that tick is still on. Benjamin still has that smoke screen on himself, so I guess his Sprightly and/or let's see, his Sprightly, and he did not play a card last round, so unfortunately that it's going to stay on him until he does.
Yeah, yeah. You really want to try to play a card every round if you can. It helps a lot. You know, I know sometimes cards just don't come into your hand that you need right then. You know, that 0 rank card. But those plays do help. Even if you're going to fizzle a shield or whatever, at least you would have pulled that smoke screen off.
Definitely. So that's the second time, and he has that smoke screen still, so he's going to be unreliable for those other turns. So he's got to find a way to get rid of those quick. Let's see what Paige did. I think her Sprightly went off just now. She had to... Did she pass just now? Was she stunned? She wasn't stunned yet.
She was not stunned.
All of KCK has lost their stun protection, though, at this point. Heather Raven setting up a support shield right there, putting up a pure fire shield to ensure that Paige does not get hit with some kind of strong fire attack. Let's see what Angel does. He's going to go ahead and try to ensure that the other side cannot combo off his teammates right now because they're all vulnerable to stuns. So he's going to try to reduce the chance of his team getting surprised. Meanwhile, there is another dispel being set up. I think Crisp has placed an ice dispel on top of Angel now, so that'll prevent Angel from using any strong ice attacks or spells. See, not much activity yet. It's already gone back to the last player. Let's see what Chris Nightflower is bringing up, but he's missed.
Fizzled.
Yeah, so it looks like all players have fizzled or so.
Yes, I believe they had a smoke screen up.
Yeah.
At least he did, so
that was
it really did.
So that paid off with
that round.
That turn that Angel played that smoke screen on did turn out to be a good investment of 1 pip right there to protect all of his teammates from perhaps a hits or so. Actually, Wizard101 did put up his vengeance bubble, so
yeah, he managed to get through it. Those are the two. We only really see 2 bubbles in PvP: conviction and vengeance. Occasionally, we will see an empowerment, but not very often.
Not very often. Let's see. Paige is going to restore her stun protection, which is great.
Very nice. Yes, she's.
Right now, Ben Frogstone is at a disadvantage on the base of his health. He is down to 3/4 right now, but it's a good thing that very nice move by Heather Raven. They're setting up this. I think that was Heather Raven, if not. I'm sorry, I wasn't watching the turn
Yeah,
order, but if that was, she's going to stop Lewis from being able to utilize his vengeance right away. And those Nova weaknesses are still up on all of them. There is a life blade on top of Colin Petal. So yes, that was Heather Raven. Nice move by her, preventing the other side from hitting and possibly maybe taking out Benjamin Frogstone if they were all able to act at once. But that's done. We'll keep them in place right there. Very nice. So that's one round of vengeance down for Lewis. But he does have enough pips to Dragon next or any other spell. Benjamin does have 8 pips himself, so there could be an area attack, strong area attack of Raw or Nova to stash on even more weaknesses to protect his allies. Paige is protected from stuns herself and criticals. So, I mean, had she, going back to what I was talking about, had she healed that round instead of using Conviction, if Heather didn't stun, I think, you know, Paige would have been subject to some critical or stuns herself, and her teammates
Very
would be in
nice
trouble.
surprise move by Paige right there.
So, good Conviction. And she's going to do a singular heal. Very nice. So
Very
saving
nice.
her pips, conserving her pips, not going for the straight rebirth right away. It's a really awesome play. Let's see what Heather follows up with now. Another frog, so the third frog of the game. She's going with the heavy offensive front right here. So not only is she a shield breaker, but she's utilizing massive damage onto the other side. That's going to prevent Colin from not only worrying about throwing out his pips for an attack, but also does he have enough pips ready for the heal. And as you can see, he's dispelled right now, so he's going to have to worry more about the defensive approach rather than being confident with a Forest Lord attempt.
Right. Very much so.
Sprightly will spark off for Benjamin, so he's going to recover himself along with Paige's heal
With
right
that,
there.
yeah, with the help of that
So he's
very
getting back into
awesome
the game.
move.
Let's see what Angel follows up with now. And another ice dispel on top of Chris, who does the surprise rebirth. Hey yo.
Very nice.
So instead of using
like
the ice spell,
it sounds like a TPC move.
oh, definitely.
Very
So
nice.
he was worried that the other side would use massive pips, but instead, so you know what? Really good anticipation from Chris. I'm gonna have to hand it to him, but also really good patience from the other side from KCK, because they're conserving up their pips very nicely. Benjamin did not throw out a hit, which would have been deterred by that rebirth just now. So instead, that rebirth, while it was a good anticipated play, it was actually redundant because none of his teammates were missing any health per se. So he had to throw out his pips right there. He's ice dispelled. Lewis is going to throw out a bladed but weakened dragon. Not able to utilize that vengeance for a critical hit, which might have been devastating. That smokescreen on top of them, on top of KCK, is going to deter them a bit. But no, Paige's Scarecrow is going to wipe that off with a Sprightly right now. So she's going to be in the clear. She's able to see. Let's see what Chris Nightflower follows up with. He has a full rack of power pips. It looks like 14 pips, I think.
Yes, it certainly looks like it from here. I'm directly behind him. He still has that weakness sitting on him.
Nice. So he's capable of anything right now. Let's see what they've got. What is Chris Nightflower's school again? Balance?
Yes, he is balanced.
Okay. Triple blades, putting it onto the ice player who can't use the slips just yet because of that dispel, and plus there's a weakness on top of him as well. And now we're on to another round. So really intensive play right here. Really great moves from both sides, defensive and offensive and support. A good smoke screen from whoever casted that. I think it was Colin, to ensure that KCK can't just throw out all their pips in one round and try to knock out the other side. Looks like Benjamin is going to use an AoE, yet it's a bladed raw, I think. He doesn't have a weakness on top of himself, so he's going to rip through his absorbs that were placed
That's what I was just going to say, and whatever tower shields may be there, they'll all be gone.
So now that know that the first Chris has put up his rebirth and thrown out his pips in a way, Benjamin will send his attack straight through, which will force TN to worry about throwing out another rebirth out there, meaning 8 or 7 more pips being thrown out just to make sure that their team still has a standing chance in this match. And that draw helped remove the smoke screen on Paige, the second smoke screen, so her card, whatever she chooses, will go through this round if she doesn't miss off of an unlucky fizzle. And Benjamin will get his own sprightly off of that raw, so that spell getting through that smoke screen is going to add a boost to KCK's reliability rate in terms of what they can cast. And it looks like another sprightly's coming out again for Paige. So she's got
her little scarecrow's on fire.
Mm-hmm. She's
Shuriken scarecrow.
Yeah. Her crop watcher, she calls it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, she has conviction up. She's protected from stun. She has shields. What is she gonna do? A blade for herself. Interesting. A balance blade too. So she may, I mean, with all those pips that she has, it may be safe for her to take on the offensive role. Heather Raven doing nice jobs resetting up her stun protection with that conviction play, and to build up her pips slowly as well. Actually, I think it was a blade storm that Paige casted, right?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Actually,
no, it wasn't.
Not.
I don't see one on Ben, and he was first.
So I guess those blades were actually from Benjamin himself. Then.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What had just happened to Chris just now? To the first Chris? I think there was a...
I did not get to see. I was in a bad area to see him, yeah.
I saw some colorful plays. Meanwhile, Luce is going to go ahead and say, you know what, with my pips being low, my vengeance is not going to be of any use to me right now, so I'm going to replace this bubble right away. Or it could be running out too. Wow. So they've got 3 blades stacked on top of Chris right now. Now this is dangerous to do.
Very dangerous.
Because he still has that ice spell on top of him, so they're still secure. And Heather Raven, I wonder if she will be using the Earthquake anytime soon. So this is a scenario I can see. She doesn't use it because they have the security of Belt on top of Chris. But if someone myth dispels her, and if Paige and Ben cannot come up with that cleanse, and Chris does remove that melt this turn, then they're in for a big ice hitting. They're in for a big ice hit unless Angel has that melt again. So Chris is in a very sensitive position, but he's also in a very powerful position too, depending on what the rest of the teammates do, what his teammates do.
Yeah, if they can get a cleanse sent to him, he may just be free, but it's taking a chance.
And a life dispel going on top of Colin, so to make sure that he can't heal or hit their team right here. Let's see what Heather is going to do. She's going to go ahead with Earthquake right now, so even though with that ice dispel, they are not going to risk
They're not taking the chance.
Yeah, in case Heather Raven does get vaporized this round or so, and if Paige and Ben can't come up with cleanses to remove that, she's going to go ahead and remove those blades anyways, and remove that melt. And unfortunately, that will remove the entangle. I don't know that it's a group miscommunication, but you never know. I mean, assuming if Heather Raven did miss her Earthquake, we wouldn't want Colin to be hitting or healing either way. So, kind of a preventive measure from Paige's end, I think. Or again, it could be group miscommunication, but that's okay. Now, all the shields have gone down, all the blades have gone down, and the weaknesses as well. So TN is wide open right now. And there's some sprightly, so we have a little sprightly intermission from either side, getting recovery. Ben getting his, I think, 3rd or 2nd sprightly at this point.
I'm thinking 2 or 3, yes. I'm sorry, I have a lot of people chattering me in game too, so I'm getting distracted
Aw.
easily with my meds, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. And it looks like he was trying to cleanse himself. So interesting play. And there it is. There's there's the melt on the angel, preventing
Angel.
him. Yeah. So let's see if they manage to. And it looks like Colin was trying, or it looks like Chris Nightflower was trying to cleanse someone as well. So really good team cohesion from TN right there, taking care of their players as a unit, as one unit. And KCK doing the same thing as well. Um, let's see.
They're
But
playing very, very well
yeah,
together.
both teams are playing very well. You hardly
Eh,
so regardless of Paige and Heather and Benjamin with
Not
non-warlord
having a lot
badges,
of, yeah,
they
they
are
are
playing warlord
playing
style play.
Warlord. Yes, they certainly are. And from what I understand, KCK didn't get a whole lot of practice time in, if they were able to get anything in, but they have really meshed. They are doing a supreme job of being there for each other.
Definitely.
They're doing really great, and that's what
Hmm.
this was all about. Get some teams together, just go out and have fun, and show some awesome matches, and you guys are doing awesome.
Exactly. And Bailey Stykestaff is here, so hey. Hey, KBB, see you. Okay, Paige is gonna toss up the rebirths, try to recover her teammates from that dragon hit and those ticks right there, and put up the absorbs in case the other side has anything being thrown out at this point. Let's see. Heather placing, oh, very nice play, taking out one of her white pips from her book and tossing up that plague right there to make sure that the other side is weakened still.
Okay.
Well, she did take off the Ben's Nova weaknesses. She's going to replace that with equally powerful debuff, that plague right there, ensuring the other side is not going to be able to hit as effectively. While Angel is out of commission with that melt on top of him. Let's see how he deals with this. He's not yet going to play just yet. He's going to put up a smoke screen though, so that'll ensure that second turn will not be able to combo off just so strongly just yet. So a really dangerous. Oh, and another melt being placed on the Angel, so now he's in more trouble. He's going to have to rely on maybe a double cleanse and let's see. I think that's Colin right there who played that stun. If that was a blinding light or not a choke. But he's going to take the initiative to stop Paige and Ben from reacting. And it looked like it. Oh, and that is going to stop Angel as well. So now there's only going to. That's an incredible play if you look at it. Angel having not removed that melt just yet. Now he's got double melts on top of him. He is stunned. Heather's the only one who can move at this point. So she's going to be only able to cleanse that off, but no, this is going to be the double melts being blocked off by the Nova, so he may need a triple
Oh,
cleanse if he needs
very
anything.
nice.
Wow,
Yes.
incredible play.
He needs a Maycast Tower, Piggly.
Yeah, or something like that. His egg.
Yeah, his egg. I
some
don't know what
sort.
he's got, what he's playing with. Yeah.
Wow, this is pretty epic right there from TN. Definitely,
Very nicely
definitely a
played.
misnomer. Definitely a
They are certainly not noobs in the arena.
not
They're playing
noobs
very well.
whatsoever. They're putting up a really good fight. I don't see any one-sidedness at this point.
Not at all.
I really can't see what the outcome will be. But if there is, I mean, should the outcome come at any time, it's going to be pretty epic. Let's see. Right, so first turn, KCK they're partially all stunned with the exception to Heather Raven at this point. Let's see.
I must ask, Kevin, will you have this up on YouTube eventually?
Yeah, all of them will be uploaded. They should be a small file, and so they can be uploaded as early as tonight, even. So, or maybe even today, if I'm like farming or so, I can upload it to YouTube. It should be a small file to download. Livestream does a very nice job with compression, and I have a smaller resolution this time, so it shouldn't be as big of a file. Meanwhile, taking advantage of the stun state and the double dispel. Wow, here we come. More dispels being shot out, so incredible suppression onto the other side. Let's see what they're going to do. Even more blades for Chris, so they know that, oh, he may not get melted at this point. We don't know if Ben, Paige, or Heather carry melts of their own, which could be detrimental to Chris's strategy, but they have definitely suppressed Angel, who may be a soul bearer of the melts, with that being of his own school.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how this plays out. Benjamin is able to move this turn. He has a 1 weakness on top of him. He's going to toss out a Nova, so that's going to stack the weakness that Heather had placed up earlier on. And so whatever they do to increase any of the hitters' blades from on TN is now nullified with a stacked weakness right there. We're going to see both that Nova weakness and that Plague take effect right now. Really nice job. Let's do a health review at this point and see where we're stand right here. So looking at TN's side, Chris, being the ice player, even has not lost much health, but that doesn't mean that his teammates are doing well on their own. I mean, if he's losing if he's losing 1/4 of his health, that could mean half for some of his teammates, and that is looking to be the case right now. We do have Colin Petal at about 3/4. Lewis, the Pyro, at 3/4 of his health. Chris is doing pretty well with the spriteless on top of him. He's not too worried about his health at this point.
Kettle corn killers are sitting on full health right now.
Did Paige play a heal of some sort? Did someone?
No, she has not played any heals since that last one. I see quite a few sprightly ticks over here.
Wow,
Ooh.
do you see that play by Angels now? That Beguile will send Chris's Snow Angel, a critical Snow Angel at that, with 1 blade, 2 blades, but it is weakened. It will be blocked. That Snow Angel is going to hit Colin. If Colin decides to heal or hit, that will hurt his teammates, or heal KCK. So let's see where this Beguile takes place. Let's see if Colin will play
Colin
into
is
that.
asking you a question.
Is he? So
Yeah.
I don't have the chat box.
Yeah.
So luckily Colin blocked his own teammate's attack from that Snow Angel. Interesting play by Angel, manipulating the team. So then now they're worried about Colin. If Lewis hits, if Chris hits, they're gonna all hit Colin at this point.
And
So-
Colin's saying he forgot what he used.
So even though Angel is suppressed twice and cannot be cleansed right away because of that Nova weakness in the way, I mean, they're going to need a triple the spell if they want Angel to return and be able to hit this round. But even though he is suppressed by those melts...
Luis is saying, "Woot, yay, time to hit my partner."
Epic win. So yeah, Colin is getting hit by that. So
He's about
incredible
to get
play.
hammered by his own team.
Yeah. So even if Angel is suppressed, he did technically do damage to Colin by putting him in the beguiled state. Meaning Colin's attacking teammates will be doing the damage for Angel in a way. It's pretty sneaky, pretty
Yeah.
Really good play right there, I think. Normally
Warlord play, yeah, very nicely played.
Normally Dispelled players will want to get that off right away or ask their teammates to cleanse, but I think Angel said, no, we'll go ahead and play while I'm suppressed right here. I don't have to play ice spells to be effective. I can go ahead and play other spells that are available to me. And that's what he did. He put Colin in a dangerous situation. Let's see what Colin does here. If Colin plays a Rebirth, he will save himself, but he'll also add absorbs on top of KCK. No, instead he puts a Myth Dispel on top of Heather to make sure she can't hit just yet, but which is great. But Colin now has to worry about his teammates hitting him. So let's see what Lewis does. Critical Scald, so that's going to be placed on top of Colin.
Ooh.
Colin's in a dangerous situation at this point.
And he didn't block.
The thing is, now there's a catch to this type of play. If Paige decides to heal and Colin has not had the arrow touch them the second time just yet, she will heal Colin as well. So again, that double-edged sword going into effect. No, so Colin will the turn order will still be at normal. So Colin's still under beguiled state. He will be able to see and tell his teammates what cards the KCK is going to play. Meanwhile, KCK can see what
Paige,
Colin's going to play.
don't heal. She heals right now. She will heal Colin.
Yes. Now, because the beguile will be over, Lewis and Chris will be able to attack, assuming that Angel does not play another beguile on top of one of them, which will cause them to attack Colin once again once their turn is or over. So that'll be interesting to see see this play out. Let's see what Paige does in the situation.
Just waiting for all of her sprightlies to go through. She's got a sprightly shuriken over there.
Oh yeah. And it looks like Heather's gonna go ahead and keep her stun protection up. She does have one stun block on herself, but that means if TN decides to do a double stun combo, there is a chance for it that she will get stunned. She's gonna put that back up and also ensure that that TN does not attack with critical hits, which could be detrimental to KCK at this point. This is actually a fun match.
Very much so.
At this point, I would have to say. And I hope we're going to see a lot of these in future tournaments and in future matches, especially. Let's see. Chris is just empowered, so he's going to build up his spips quickly. Let's see what Colin Lewis and Chris Nightflower follow up with. And Colin Petal was there at the workshop that day, so he knows, okay, the arrow's pointing at me a second time. It's safe to use any AoE, whether it's a hit or heal. It will benefit my team, so good play right there. Thomas Lineblood. Is this his ice or?
No. This gentleman is saying he is not friendly, and he is saying he is not friendly.
That's cool.
So he looks like him. He's got the same name, but he's saying he is not friendly.
That's good. Well, he is friendly either way. So
he's not. Yes, he is not.
Metaphorically
he is very
friendly.
He is. Yes, he is not an Oni. He calls himself the Strategic Thaumaturge.
Nice. And Chris is going to throw out a purely offensive spell right here, mainly just for dealing damage and whatnot, but I think it was Double Blade. I wonder if he got rid of the weaknesses or if his teammates cleansed it off for him, but he's going to shoot out a strong raw, it seems. Ooh, 900. Wow. Very, very powerful. Heather's still...
Very nice.
Right now, two players on KCK are dispelled at this point. Heather being Myth Dispelled and Angel with double melt. And again, he still needs that triple cleanse, unless he kicks off those weaknesses or so. But now KCK is under a lot of damage power, or health getting slightly controlled by TN at this point. And right now, they're in a state where Paige is just not... I mean, she's going to have to watch out for those blue and red ticks on her teammates. So she won't be able to worry about cleanse, so it'll be somewhat left up to Benjamin to not only build up his own pips, but maybe help cleanse one of his teammates, or they'll have to spend a turn getting rid of those themselves. Let's see what goes on here. Again, there's a lot of team communication going on in the background, in group chat, so we're missing a lot of the story at this point. We don't know what's going to happen, but I assure you that we're going to see some pretty epic plays at this point. So it looks like he was not able to play a card just yet. Let's see what Paige does at this point. Let's see if she protects her teammates. It looks like the other side is free to hit as well. I mean, Colin does have enough pips for a Force Lord. Let's see if he anticipates hitting along with Chris. Chris did empower earlier, so he has enough pips to combo up as well. Paige with a 600 per heal plus the 400 absorbs. 400 absorb may be taken off of Heather and Angel with those 2 ticks on them. Now looking at TN's pips, I mean, this could be bad news for this looks like bad news for KCK, because Chris has enough pips to do a Frost Giant of his own, which is a strong hit. And we don't know if Heather's conviction will still stay up, or if Angel's conviction will still stay off. Meanwhile, I think Heather did... was that Heather that played that cleanse just now?
I can't tell from where I'm sitting, and I have somebody talking to me in chat again.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Well, okay, yes, so Heather did take off did cleanse Angel.
So he's got one of those down.
Well, it took off one of the weaknesses, so he's struggling to get off those melts as fast as possible, not able to find ice cards that are low rank.
It looks like he's got one off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris has enough pips. Colin has enough pips to hit. Let's see what Lewis has. He has enough pips to meteor, and let's see what Chris Nightflower has. Chris Nightflower, is it 4 pips? He has enough for a sandstorm. So if they do, perhaps no, they're gonna suppress Paige's heal from Chris's end. Ouch. So let's see if the other 3 players are going to hit. If they do, this could mean trouble for Paige and KCK altogether. If a Sprightly does not remove that entangle on top of her. No, they're going to block it off with the infection, so they're going straight for the recovery process. There's only one player in front of Benjamin who... That means only 1 cleanse is possible for Paige at this point. So she's going to have to remove that entangle herself if Sprightly doesn't do the work for her. But she does have a lot of Sprightlys on top of herself at this point. And a smoke screen, so triple debuff play from
Oh my,
TN
very
right now.
nicely.
So... And Chris Nightflower is just doing fine on health. Look at all the Sprightlys on top of him. I wonder if Paige's Sprightly ticks are enough to ensure that she's going to be able to stay up without relying on a heal just yet. Let's see what Benjamin plays at this point. I mean, I could see a potential, a potential helping hand being played out at this point to increase Paige's recovery, but at the same time, he is smoked right now, so we don't know if any of the cards that they play will be reliable. We don't know if they fizzle, if that card will show up in their hand once again. They could lose
right
that card.
away. Yeah, that's always always nerve-wracking when that card gets lost like that.
It
I
is.
needed that.
It is. So unless you have 2 of the same card in hand, I wouldn't recommend playing that important card under the smoke screen. Then again, smoke screen doesn't ensure that's a complete miss. So if you don't play that important card, you don't fizzle on whatever play you do, you could have missed out on such a great play. I think Ben
He
was
tried playing a
attempting,
cleanse,
yeah, to get rid of the
and it
smoke screen for
fizzled.
someone.
Yeah.
So let's see what Paige does here. I mean, for Paige, her best move would be to play a life card of some sort, low rank, to try to possibly get rid of 2
A
dispels at once.
triage or
A triage or even
minor blessing, a
minor blessing.
sprite. Yeah.
She's getting rid of just 1. She's gonna put up critical. Wow, she's gonna prevent criticals from hitting her that hard, so that's okay. Let's see what Heather and Angel are gonna do at the point. They are both dispelled at this right now, so a little security for TN at this point. She's gonna go ahead and try to cleanse. Let's see who that's gonna be played on. It's gonna get rid of it's gonna get rid of the infection off of Paige. So good move right there. Good support play. Let's see what Angel plays or comes up with. So he's getting rid of 2 dispels on his part, or 2 debuffs on his part. He's gonna play an ice card to get rid of the smoke screen and the melt at the same time. So good move right there. Good counteractive
Angel is
measure.
freeing himself finally.
Yeah, free from his bonds.
Hey, he can breathe again.
Yeah. That was an interesting dispel lineup that they had. They had melt, vaporize, and entangle up all at the same time in the same turn. So tech almost had 3 players suppressed at that point.
But keeping in mind, you may suppress one school. That doesn't mean you prevent a player from playing a card from any other school.
That's true. So
it's not a chain. Please don't call that a chain. Because it's not.
I think our player.
Yeah.
I think our community is pretty well aware of that. They're pretty good with that. Let's see what Colin does.
And if somebody tries to tell you it's a chain,
And
tell them it's not. You're still able to play another card. And there goes a dragon.
Ooh, he's double bladed. Heather Raven is in a lot of trouble in terms of using myth spells right now. She has double vaporize, so she's gonna need to find those myth blades to use, or bubbles perhaps, or find a double cleanse from her teammates. Huge dragon right there, 1100 on top of Paige just from the first hit and those extra ticks.
Oh my!
Yeah, being pressed in like that. So let's see what happens here. That was just a dragon. Chris has yet to cast, or Chris Nightflower has yet to cast, and he's got probably enough for a sandstorm right there. Paige is looking like she's in a heap of trouble at this point, but let's see if she can bring her teammates back. I think she has enough pips to heal in an area.
It looks like it from my vantage point.
So let's see what Nightflower does.
Yeah, she's in the danger zone, very much so.
And looking at Colin's pips, looking at Chris's pips, that those are just huge right now. But it looks like Chris is going to play something for himself and empower, so he's going to build up pips. He's going to be in line along with Colin and Chris to be able to hit with them now that Lewis has used up his pips to attack. Let's see what Benjamin does. He's got enough pips to maybe Nova, to maybe save his team with a surprise. I don't think he has an amulet, so he's not going to play. He might not play the school outside of his own. But Paige is not suppressed by any blinds.
No, she is not.
So she's going to be able to rebirth. Thing is, if she plays this rebirth, will it be worth it? Because it'll be 600 heal, but those dragon ticks on top of them, and then TN has enough pips to do. I mean, if they all hit as a trio, they're going to do mass damage to KCK. And Ben's not able to play anything at this point.
Yeah, those ticks are 320 apiece. Paige is rocked back on her heels by that.
And this would count as the would this be the second turn that these ticks
That would be the second tick. Let's see what she did. She's got
a rebirth.
She's got a rebirth. It will protect from the
Heather and Angel right now.
Angel from the next tick, and there's still one more tick to go. Absorb protected Heather Raven from that one tick right there. And her spritelys are going to undo any residual damage that still exists.
She's going to go ahead and cleanse herself, I believe. Yeah, she's cleansing those myth spells off of her, knowing that she needs to start playing or starts to clutch onto something to be able to help her team out. Maybe get rid of blades that the other side puts up, or get rid of shields, something of the sort. She's going to spark off a Sprightly for Paige right there. At least the dragon tick on top of Heather is going to spark off that Sprightly for Paige. Let's see what Angel does. I think it might be a smoke screen. Yeah, smoke screen to prevent the other side from pulling off a huge combo onto his teammates right now. And here comes the melt on top of Angel. So Chris is being very, very conservative and very smart with his move. Instead of Chris just throwing out a strong attack, he wants to make sure Angel cannot dispel him. Like, assuming that Angel did put up a dispel on top of Chris, Chris would have tossed out his pips for nothing. So incredible move. Wow, look at that donate onto Lewis. Now all of TN has pips to combo, maybe a quad hit of some sort. This is looking very, very dangerous. So now that'll be up to the rest of their team. I think Heather is she still has a myth spell on top of her.
She still does.
Thing is, Lewis may require a teammate's help to help cleanse that smokescreen off. It isn't going to be reliable for him to toss out an attack. So assume that Chris, Colin, and Chris throw out attacks of their own. It's not to be guaranteed that Lewis can follow up with that.
That's correct.
Nice job from Benjamin donating to Paige, making sure she's going to be able to rapid fire heal in this match. So she played a rebirth about 2 rounds ago, I think. So she was trying to build up pits, but no, you know what? Benjamin's going to speed that up, so really good play. She has 1 infection on top of her. Let's see what Paige does. Wow, so that donate was to ensure Paige will be able to unicorn without using both of her power pips. That donate definitely saved 1 of her power pips for sure. So she's going to recover, get rid of that infection and recover her teammates as best as possible. Very nice job.
Very epic. That's Warlord play right there. Gotta love those donates. Gotta love them.
And Heather might be using a blade, but now she's susceptible.
Yeah,
Actually, she's not susceptible to stuns just yet. Unless there's a double stun combo. Let's see what Angel pulls out here. And another unicorn right there. So support heal right there, throwing out his pips. Even though he is melted, he's going to make sure his teammates will stay safe.
Very nice. And Heather has freed herself from that vaporize.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Very nicely played.
Now, take note here. Colin, does he have conviction up? No. He is going to Force Lord at this point, so it looks like they're going for a huge combo. Do you know what Chris just played just now? The ice player?
I did not see what he played from my angle.
Okay. It didn't look like he used any pips. I think he was probably playing a cleanse off of Colin or some sort. I would assume. But there is a weakened... Now, Colin Petal only has 1 myth shield, or 1 stun block on top of himself, so I don't know if KCK could use that to their advantage. But at the same time, Heather also has that 1 stun block, so we'll see if TN uses that situation to their advantage. So Colin's feeling comfortable with throwing out all his pips, I think. Is that all of his pips?
I think he had
a vast majority of them.
The vast majority of them. I think he still has some.
So that would mean
that
would mean his teammates, the Fire, Lewis, and Chris, Nightflower, are going to be attacking, I assume, to combo and follow up with that. Try to ensure as much damage into Paige as possible because those dragon ticks are still on them.
That was the majority of them. He is down to 2 power pips.
So he's not worried about healing just yet. That means his team will be going on a full offensive front right now. So I would have to safely assume Lewis is going to try to attack through that smokescreen. No, actually, he's going to counter with a smokescreen. So let's see if Chris follows up with his own attack. I can't imagine Colin throwing out his pips right there without a kind of like a support play.
Combo, yes, going.
But it looks like Chris fizzled instead. I don't know if that was a regular fizzle. Is that a regular fizzle from the balance lack of
I'm not
accuracy?
sure, yes. Don't go get me going on the lack of accuracy for 3
Yeah.
separate schools.
Yeah, that could be a
Don't
play
want to
in
go
that one.
there.
So an unlucky fizzle from Chris right there. It could have been a nice play, nice damage to KCK, but he missed out on that, unfortunately.
This may be their chance to come back.
Hmm.
Heather is finally free of the vaporizes. Benjamin had just played that nice play with the donate.
Hmm. So let's see, Benjamin got rid of his smokescreen, I think. But the dragon tick that is still left on Ben managed to help remove the sprightly off of Angel right there. I mean, the smokescreen off of Angel right there. So let's see what he's
Very
got
nice.
to play. That's certainly one advantage of the sprightly pet, that it can help remove those surprise plays. Oh, and a satyr for herself. Nice concentration of pips just to make sure that she's not going to be a burden on her team's shoulders, being the only one with lower health, but she's going to make sure she's sticking in there. And let's see what her teammates are going to pull off right now. Lewis still has enough pips to hit. Chris has enough pips to hit. Both Chris's actually have enough pips to hit. And Colin may play some Entangle on top of Paige, making sure she can't recover her teammates in case TN does throw out a triple combo hit. Let's see what Heather does. Heather, and I think, does she have that Mythospell still on?
No, she's finally gotten rid of it.
Oh, I guess it was a normal fizzle then. Unfortunately, it's not
Yes,
going to play without damage.
unfortunately.
Uh-huh. Angel is double melted once again, so he's in. Oh man, they're suppressing, making sure he can't toss out surprise frost giants or snow angels, which could be detrimental to the other side.
Yeah, even a tiny little blizzard's not getting through.
And the entangle is being placed upon Paige from Chris instead of Colin. Let's see what Colin follows up with. Maybe an infection on top to block that off from a
Block
cleanse.
it off.
Really nice play right there. So Ben won't be able to remove that himself. Lewis fizzles possibly an attack of some sort, maybe a dragon or a scald or a meteor, and then
Here's the raw.
Chris's raw. It's doing even more damage. No critical, so it looks like KCK will be okay right now. I'm gonna take a short restroom break and maybe look for snacks because I haven't had anything all day. So I will leave it up to you to carry this a little bit. All right.
He's the talker of the group. It looks like Ben's in trouble with that raw getting sent into him.
So I'll place my camera over here where there are fewer people. Okay.
Paige took quite a bit of damage from
back.
that. Heather is still doing okay with that one, and let's see what it's going to do to Angel. Angel withstood that the best, of course. He's ice, yay. And then we have, let's see, what they're playing. First turns, picking cards. Paige still has that infection and that entangle on her. She's replacing her conviction, which is always a smart move. And Heather cleared off the infection. Very, very nice team play. It leaves her with one. Oh, very nice. Surprise sacrifice heal by Angel Winterbreeze onto Paige. Make sure she stays up and keeps her pips. Very nice. Very nice. And TN is going to counter that. Let's see what they've got up their sleeves. And we have a meteor coming out. It was critical. It's been blocked. Very nice. Oh, Heather did not block that. Ouch. Very ouch. Somebody's sprightly has gone off. Gotta love the sprightlies. And there goes another. All I can hear right now is the sound of sprightlies. Somebody is getting paid back very well for that hit. And Chris played a bubble. And I am not sure which bubble he played. Kevin moved. Time to pick cards again and let's see what's going on. Ben is getting his health is getting frighteningly low. Does have some sprightly ticks. Another donate into Paige. Very nice. Very nice. Paige just played a shield on herself. And there goes the earthquake. Remove those blades on Lewis. Lewis? I hear a cleanse. And Chris has played a blizzard. It's going to do some damage here. Benjamin's in the danger zone there with his health. And Colin is getting another sprightly. And there goes another one. For Heather, she needed it. And we're waiting on Colin's sprightlies to move on. He played a conviction, always a smart move. And Luis played a smokescreen. And Chris Nightflower is going to go ahead and play a sandstorm. He may take out Ben with that. He did. He took out Ben with that sandstorm. Oh no. And Paige's health is very, very low. Plus she's... They were able to remove that entangle from her. She's still sitting on a smoke screen. Let's see what happens here. More sprightlies. For Paige, she needed that. Alright. They're picking their cards. Let's see what's going to happen here. Angel is still sitting on 2 melts on top of him, and they're blocked off by a smoke screen. Waiting for the cards to be picked. KCK has been knocked back on their heels. They've lost a player. Ben has died. And here comes a unicorn. He'll come back. Not a crit heal. Heal for 293 on Ben. Enough to bring him back. It brings Heather back to a much more stable area of health. Let's see what Heather's going to play here. Satyr by Angel. Straight to Paige to keep her up. Very nicely played. Very nicely played. Angel loves to be support healer. He's does very, very well at it. Let's see what TN's doing. Colin has shielded himself. Dragon. Oh no, there goes Ben. He's gonna go down again with that. Ooh, a hit for 666 into Mr. Frogstone. Paige really, really needed that satyr. That's gonna keep her up. Heather's starting to look in the danger zone, and even Angel himself, Mr. High Health Ice Whiz there, is not looking so good on his health. And we still have Mr. Nightflower left to play. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve here. I believe he played a balance blade on himself. Yes, he did. So he's getting ready for a hit. Very nicely played. Time to pick their cards, and let's see what Kettle Corn Killers can do here. They've been rocked back on their heel. They'd lost Ben. They brought him back. They've lost him again. Paige is sitting on a very nice health pool right now. Dragon Tick's hitting her for about 200, but she has more than enough spritelys to offset that. And she's doing one direct heal to Ben. That'll be very nice. That'll be a nice start to bring him back. Very nice. See how Heather's doing with that tick. Her sprightly ticks are going to more than offset the dragon tick, so she's doing very well. Ooh, she's replacing that conviction. Always a good idea. See what Angel has, and he has another heal. Unicorn for the whole team. Bring them all back up. Very, very nice. Very nice. That's about 1,300 brought back up on health alone. Very nicely played. Very nicely team played. And we're back over here to TN. Let's see what they're gonna do. Vaporize onto Miss Raven. She'll be immobilized for her own school spells, but she can still play something. Ooh, and they're blading up Chris, their ice player. New round to pick cards. Let's see what goes on, folks. Still got dragon ticks going on KCK still has to deal with. Of course, Ben does not have it since he died from it, but we'll see how this goes. I think we've got enough spritelys up on the rest of the team that the tick is not going to hurt too badly. Angel really needs to get rid of those melts. Nicely played. Shield onto Paige. Help her keep her health up. She has shielded herself again. Always smart. We have a pet interrupt here. Sprightly going off for Chris Nightflower. Oh, very nice. Surprise rebirth by Heather Raven. Very nice. Nicely played. Very epic. Trying to see what Mr. Winterbreeze does. He placed a smoke screen up. I have Bartleby in the middle of my screen still. Sorry, guys. Couldn't tell what was going on. Meteor raining down by Luis. But KCK is really well recovered after that. Surprise rebirth by Heather Raven. That was awesome move. Awesome move. This turned out to be very, very well matched teams. There goes more Sprightlies. New round begins. See what these folks have up their sleeves for us. It has been filled with surprises for sure. Very epic match. It's the final round of Dragon Ticks. Dragon Tick set off Heather Raven's Sprightly pet. Very nice. Gotta love those shishies for those Sprightly talents. Not quite sure what Heather played that round. It was a fire spell, but I could not see what it was. And Chris, the ice player from TN, has played a Frost Giant. And I'm not seeing many ice shields up on KCK. Ben will be stunned. Ooh, big damage into Paige on that one. Mr. Frogstone has been stunned. Miss Raven managed to survive with her conviction and not get stunned. That's always nice when conviction does not fail. We still have the rest of TN's moves to go through, so let's see what goes on. Paige has been dispelled by Colin. They're hoping to rock them back on their heels, and here comes a meteor by Luis. Oh, and a Ra by Mr. Nightflower. This may be it. This may be it. We've got to see what goes on here. Paige is taking some damage here. And down she goes. 1238 right into Paige. I'm not sure what Heather's gonna do. Can she survive it? No, Heather Raven's down. It's up to Mr. Winterbreeze. Can he survive this? He's still alive. He's kicking. But he has that melt on him. He has 2 power pips. Time to choose cards again, guys. Let's see what happens. Mr. Winterbreeze needs his little pet egg there to give him some sprightlies. Colin is sitting on a lot of pips. Very nicely played. Angel brought back his life player. Very nice. He has been weakened, so he still cannot get that melt off of him. Earthquake by the other team by TN. Angel still standing. Paige is still alive.
Hello, and I'm back. I actually went to
Yes.
get real food, so.
That's fine. We're coming towards the end of this match. Mr. Nightflower, straight into Paige. 616 judge. She's still standing, thanks to Angel's satyr right to her.
Wow.
But they're really racked back on their heels.
So it looked like TN went on a full offensive combo of some sort.
Yes, they
Try to
certainly
strip
did.
through.
Yeah,
Wow.
it started out with a frost giant and went downhill from there for KCK.
Did anyone get stunned by that frost giant?
Benjamin had been brought back and he got stunned by it.
Wow. So that would have suppressed some extra shields that could have gone to Paige or so, huh?
Yes.
So nice move by Chris there. Let's see what Winterbreeze is going to bring on the AoE if he can, hoping that if the other players do cast some kind of single target hit onto Angel or Paige, that hopefully he would be able to keep them up or keep 2 of his allies up. But here it looks like there's an AoE coming in from Chris with the blizzard right there to ensure in case Angel does throw out any area heals of some sort, some small value, that he's going to undo that. Not gargantuan, it doesn't seem. Only 200 a piece, but still that's huge just to counteract that unicorn that went up.
Yeah, it helps. They're down to about 200 health. Paige has a little more than that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Angel has a little more. So it's really going to come down. Colin keeps saying he's looking for his forest lords. He can't find them, and they have suppressed Paige's heal in Tangle. And they have given Angel a infection to deal with now.
Wow. Let's see.
TN's pips really look imposing from this side. Nice move by Mr. Frogstone, removing that entangle.
Nice. So that'll get Paige is trying to keep herself up right there.
Yeah,
Nice.
bring herself back up. Very nicely played.
Let's see what Heather does. She's gonna put a myth or what kind of dispel was it? Myth?
That was a myth dispel. It was a vaporize onto Colin so that she cannot be vaporized.
And that'll ensure also that Colin cannot play a stun of any sort.
Another earthquake, yes.
Or an earthquake
blinding
as well.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead it looks like he's going for the Forest Lord once again. Was that elucidated or?
No, he was sitting on a lot of pips.
Okay.
I can't tell until after he's done whether or not. More than likely, I would think it would be gargantuan.
Yeah. And it
Oh
is
yeah,
gargantuan.
that's a gargantuan. It hit Ben for 11-11. Make a wish, guys. 11-11.
Oh yeah. Is Chris going to be able to withstand? Wow, Paige withstood that thanks to the tower right there. Really
Thanks
nice
to the
play.
tower. Very
like
nice
whoever
play.
put that up.
I think poor Miss Raven's gone down again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Mr. Winterbreeze can handle it.
800. Wow. They still have Lewis
No,
and Chris to go
Mr.
through too.
Yes, Mr. Winterbreeze has gone down.
Let's see if Lewis and Chris manage to follow up with maybe rank 1 spells or rank 4 spells. Looks like he's going to follow up with a meteor. And there it is, I think.
Yes, and there.
Let's
I
see
would
how
think
hard-
that's going to be
And
game.
it's a critical. Let's see if Paige blocks
Critical?
that. No block to use going
No
down.
block. Oh my.
So TN's quote unquote the noobs are the victors of this match number 2. So, but really epic game from really epic game from both sides. I mean, that is just incredible. There wasn't any one-sidedness. It went back and forth here and there. Put up a really good fight. Both teams had done. Little awkward sounding sentence there, I know, but
Yeah. This really was an epic match.
definitely.
You guys, it took quite a while for anybody to come to a conclusion. It was so well played.
Very
Claps for sure.
That's for sure. Real claps.
Really
Very
good,
nice,
guys. You guys
very
did
nice.
awesome. This game, this match, was the reason I wanted to do this tournament. To have the good sportsmanship and the players like you guys are here. So, thanks so much. You
Definitely.
guys, this was what it was all about. This was what it was all about.
We've come a long way because the PvP parties started back in about November, I think, or December, I mean. And here we are, like 6 months, 7 months later, maybe 8 months later, and we're seeing players who weren't as involved in PvP as a lot of others were. Now we're seeing a huge epic plays from both sides, so that's just an incredible feeling.
Yeah,
to
you
see
missed
that.
it. Heather Raven had the surprise rebirth.
Did she? Nice.
Yes, it was awesome. You're going to have to sit and watch that,
I
Kevin.
will have
It was
to.
awesome.
Awesome.
It was really good.
That is epic.
Yeah. It was an epic match. It really was. I
I'm
was
looking
excited
forward.
watching them as I get in our matches. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Really great defensive plays by both sides, I would have to say. KCK did pull off a lot of... I mean, they were dispelled heavily, but that didn't stop them from being, reliable with one another. They really acted like one entire unit and took care of each other pretty well. And then TN, while they were going second, and we're under the effects of beguile or potential stuns, they did very nicely conserving pips, playing very defensively in terms of like what happens if I get dispelled. I'm gonna make sure the other person I'm gonna make sure the other team can't dispel me to do my job. So they played very, very well from second. Definitely an experienced team. Definitely they've got a lot of team cohesion. They worked very well together. KCK and TN both had donate plays that were just, it was important.
Yes.
It wasn't really in preparation. It was actually used on that same turn or prepped up for the next turn. So that was really, really great. Well done by both sides. And so when is the next match? When is match number 3?
Match number 3 will be tomorrow. I believe we need to move the time to 5 p.m. Central. It was originally going to be at 1 p.m. Central.
Mm-hmm.
Noon Central.
What day is it
5
again?
p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Miss Princess Cat. She's keeping me online.
And this is on which dates again? Sorry.
It is tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Sunday the 17th.
All right.
Vampire Realm will meet outside by Diego, and the two teams will meet up.
Okay. Awesome.
Totally awesomeness. Oh God, this
Is
was
it-
a great match,
it was.
guys.
It's a great model match. It's a poster match. Let's see.
It
and
will go
then-
up on YouTube. Kevin's got to process it and everything, but it'll go up on YouTube.
And could you repeat the time one more time? Just
5 p.m. Eastern,
5 p.m.
Sunday, July 17th.
So see you guys there. So again, to both teams, KCK, Corn Kettle Killers, and the Noobs or TN. Great game, guys. Thank you for that match.
Great game.
Thank you for participating, and we shall see you guys later in the spiral. GG. And this is Cassandra Dragonheart and I signing off of livestream, off of the broadcast, and we'll see you guys in the spiral as well. So, GG.
Be well.